I'm signing on to his new case.
Oh, we picked up a new case.
He did, Judge.
Mr. Palacio, you're now charged with a new case. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes. On February 5th, 2025, the officer.
All right, we are literally seconds into this case and Judge Fleischer is already drawing a hard line. This guy was found asleep at the wheel, engine running, car in park on the shoulder of a highway. And here's the kicker. When the officer knocked on the window, he didn't just wake up confused. He drove forward 6 feet while the cop was standing right there.
Was dispatched to a stranded vehicle at the 700 block of North Sam Houston Parkway, and the officer observed a car parked on the shoulder and a driver asleep at the wheel with the engine running and the car in park. The officer knocked on the window to wake up the driver, who woke up and refused to comply with the officer's command and drove the car 6 feet forward. The officer then requested the defendant exit the vehicle. The defendant put the vehicle in park, then drive multiple times before finally exiting the vehicle. The defendant was detained upon exiting the vehicle, and the officer relocated to a gas station where the defendant was observed to be dazed and confused and did not realize he had been asleep at the wheel. The defendant was also unable to communicate where he had been or where he was going. The defendant was asked to perform standard field sobriety test, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and declined to provide a sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you look to see if he has any prior DWIs and does he have a valid Texas driver license?
He does have a valid driver's license, Judge, and we
Oh.
did file for the ALR hearing.
And then I see he has a dismissed DWI out of Fort Bend, but no other DWIs.
There's no probable cause in that case.
I'm now ordering you, well, the first thing I'm going to do is I ordered you on your first case not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You've now picked up a DWI. Guess what happens now? I'm revoking your bond.
Judge, I would like to address that. So he does realize that this is a problem at this point, and he has enrolled himself in IOP and does have a meeting this afternoon to do intake for IOP, and I do have that email.
I can't show him preferential treatment. It's on any case here. I ordered not to do something. He did it, picked up a new case. You're staying with me. And I'm going to tell you now, if I find that you consume alcohol again, I will put you in a rehab facility myself in the jail. And if you respond well to treatment, it's a minimum of 9 months. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm now placing a restriction that you're not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and Casey, I'm now going to probably give him a curfew. In the BMV, was he out in the middle of the night? Alex?
This is Your Honor.
I think it was after a bar closed. He was just sleeping in the owner's vehicle.
There's one consistent problem, and there's one thing that centers around every single problem that you have. What is that one problem? Right. You and alcohol do not mix. And I don't know what we need to do to get you to realize that, but I don't know. I hope that this is it. If it's not, it's going to be rather lengthy. Maybe that's it. Is it prison? I don't know. But all of the issues center around one thing. And I hope that you now realize this and do what you need to do. Because if you can't take care of it yourself, I will do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, it goes with you. And then when he comes out, or when he does bond out, he's going to have to come back for bond conditions and then we'll carry it.
Sign his bond conditions today on the non-revoked case, so they'll be active.
Okay.
And then do they want a device other than the ignition interlock?
No, just, what time was,
The time that it took place, is the only time the officer gave is when they got the blood samples, and that was at 7 a.m. So sometime prior to 7 a.m. But he doesn't say how long before the blood was actually drawn.
what do you think about a curfew?
Judge, if I may, he is active military, so he is still reporting to that. They're also looking to get him help. He has enrolled himself in IOP, so he does have a job
I
in the
won't
military.
put the curfew, but if he
Okay.
picks up a new case,
I understand. We had a big conversation and he's the one that took it upon himself to realize that this was a problem. And he told me that he was going to use his VA benefits to look into the IOP at this point. So he
Alright.
did send me that email that he is confirmed to begin enrollment in IOP.
okay, so, on the DWI, just pick whatever date you have.
Okay.
When he does bond out, he'll get a 7-day setting.
Mhm.
Whenever day that you get, just let Ramona know or Victoria, and then we'll give you that day. Just feel free to email them and then we
Okay.
can carry them.
Just put them both on the same
Yeah.
day.
Okay,
I
alright.
think we addressed is on.
I was gonna set it at 5,001.
Okay.
That's what I normally do.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay,
Judge. I
yes,
just
ma'am.
wanted to make sure that one.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, Ms. Finn.
I just filed a revoke and raise. He picked up a murder.
Wait, hold on. Did he just say murder? Let me rewind that for you. The prosecutor just casually dropped that this defendant, a 17-year-old, picked up a murder charge upstairs while he was supposed to be on bond for assault and criminal mischief. And get this, it was a weed deal gone wrong. That's what we're dealing with here. Judge Fleischer's face says it all. I read about this. He is visibly disappointed. And you know what? That's the look of a judge who has seen this story play out too many times.
Charge.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
This last week. This is the young guy that,
So,
he is.
how old is this kid? What happened?
17.
17, he picked up a murder case. What happened?
From my understanding, it was a weed deal gone wrong.
Oh, I read about this, right? Really? I'm so disappointed, Mr. Jones. I can't tell you how disappointed I am, you know? We've got but one life to live, just one. You don't get continued, you don't get multiple chances, man. You're not a cat. I'm bringing you out here because we're talking about you and it's only fair that you hear what's going on. Because you've now picked up the murder case upstairs, the state has asked me your bonds are now set at, on both of your cases, on your assault and your criminal mischief, they're both set at 5,002. They did not give you a PR bond on those cases, and the state has asked me to revoke and raise those cases because you are a danger to our public. You've not made bond on those cases, so I'm gonna deny their request to revoke and raise your bond. But I'm gonna tell you now that I don't know if you're going to get out because your bond is set at $250,000 upstairs. But if you do, I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you absolute home confinement, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you understand? And you will have a GPS monitor, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, anything else?
No, Judge. Not from the scene.
And I guess just keep me in the loop what happens upstairs, you know, if they do anything with the bonds, just keep me in the loop so we can kind of stay close. The other thing is that thing's going to take a while to play out. And I mean, I'm not going to hold it for 2 years for it to play out upstairs. So let's try to find some kind of resolution so we can, you know, they can worry about it upstairs and then we can just, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll obviously give you a sufficient time. Is discovery complete? Because these cases are from November. They're old.
We're still waiting on body cam, dash.
I mean, that's not good. I mean, wait a second.
November. It's
I guess they may have been 2Bs though. Let me see if that's right. Because if there were 2Bs and
Actually, Judge, it looks like we have. It looks like we have all of the body cam. It wasn't complete. We have the 911 calls.
oh, so you've got, is discovery's complete?
It looks
Okay.
like it, yes, Judge.
Do you have you given offers on both of the cases?
I have not, Judge, but I'll take a look on his,
There was an offer, but it's been
There
rejected.
was-
They canceled out that offer, that offer.
We had offered a 13-month deferred. I revoked it obviously with the new law violation.
Sure.
So I'm probably just gonna check his credit and put a jail time offer.
Okay, so I'll give you some time, take a look, speak with Mr. Jones, what he wants to do. The cases are kind of old, so when we come back in the next time, you must accept the offer from the state. Otherwise, I'm going to set your cases for trial here. You understand? Okay, man.
But Judge, in all honesty, I can let him know right now, considering that he has a murder case, I would be reluctant to plead him guilty to an assault case. Because that could be used in punishment. He's in enough trouble. We may as well set for trial if there's not going to be a dismissal on this case.
I'll speak to the felony. I mean,
Sure.
the murder was just filed a couple of days ago, so I'll speak to the felony, see what the CW wants on the assault.
So let's set it a week
And look
out.
at it.
Talk to felony,
Yes,
see
Judge.
what they want. In a week, we can set it.
Yes,
Yeah?
sir.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Does he have any prior DWIs, Alex? Do you know if he has any prior DWIs? Okay.
No, Judge.
Are not that we're aware of.
I'll run his full NCIC if you'd like.
Please,
Yes,
you
Judge.
need to understand that DWIs are big business in Texas, you know? Watch the news. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI. That's why they have made the penalty so darn severe. A third DWI, you're looking at prison up to minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. What you're doing is you're pleading guilty to this offense. The DWI is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. And what you need to understand is that whenever you get pulled over now in the future, first thing an officer does is they're going to look at your record. If they see that you have a prior DWI, a prior PCS, and they come up to you and they smell alcohol, they smell any kind of funky smell, what do you think they're going to do?
Take me out of the car.
No, not just take you out of the car.
Take me to jail.
Probably so. You know, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I were you, even if you have had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car. It's a humongous risk that you're taking. You understand? What you have worked out is 180 days in jail to be probated for 1 year. As part of the conditions for you to complete this probation successfully, you must do a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels. You must also do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. They assess other conditions like, supportive outpatient treatment, intensive outpatient treatment. You must also fulfill those as well. No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, no breath test refusal. What that means is that if you're pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. If you don't do it, you're in violation. If you violate this, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out. We're going to talk if you violated your probation. If you do, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. It would also be a minimum of 30 days, and we discussed that. On this case, it would be, so it would be a 30-day minimum.
So he's doing 30 days as a condition.
Sorry. We're pleading to, pleading to do the.
Say it again?
enhancement.
Oh, I see. Right.
No prior. He is aware that it would be 30 days minimum.
Right. So if you are revoked, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. That's what they're trying to allude to. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't see the enhancement on here, so let me see. Is it true or untrue that you had a Class A misdemeanor theft in 2018?
It's true.
A true enhancement. All right. You were giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, you are stuck with this until you complete it successfully or you get revoked. You understand?
Sir.
You still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. I'm going to send it to you to the agreement. Does this also take care of the case upstairs?
Which would be discussed in the case description.
They're going to dismiss the felony case upstairs. This is a great deal for you because anytime you can avoid a felony, you're winning. But you have to understand that there's only so many times excuse me, that they're going to do this where they're going to dump one in exchange for the other, especially a felony offense. It doesn't happen over and over.
Understand?
You understand?
Sir.
All right. Now, I want you to understand one more thing that, as I said earlier, DWI is big business. There is a $3,000 surcharge that we normally apply to cases like this. This is your first offense. I will waive your fee now. But if you pick up another DWI, it is a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you sit 1 day in jail. So you can imagine how much time you'd be doing if you pick up another DWI. You understand? We all make mistakes. But the idea is that you don't continue to endanger other lives by making these stupid mistakes. Get a clue. Good luck to you, Mr. Drew. All right. Thanks, Josh.
Judge, approaching on Jeremy Frazier's, he's on the jail docket.
Okay.
He has a felony pending that's on the docket for tomorrow for retaliation out of the same incident. He has not received any bond conditions yet. The complaining witness, we verified that she's moved out of the location, his house, which is what was on the protective order. The protective order, I think they're modifying to delete the address restriction
Okay.
and whatever bond conditions.
He's not made bond yet. Yeah, he's not made bond yet though, right?
No, his family's made bond. They posted the bond. They paid the bond. The bonding company hasn't posted the bond because the court date hadn't changed from today yet. He's going to make bond this afternoon.
I got it.
They're
Okay.
going to post the bond this
So,
afternoon.
guys, do you mind, he's here, right?
He is here.
Mind bringing up Mr. Frazier, please? So tell me who's the complaining witness in our assault case, if you don't mind.
The
please.
complaining witness is his girlfriend, Judge.
Okay. Are we still no contact with this person?
No contact, no weapons.
Okay. So your lawyer's asking for me to modify conditions of your bond.
What's up?
There's a protective order that has been issued in this case. So that protective order is still in place. The only thing I'm changing is I'm taking off the residential restriction so that you can go back to this house.
Thank you so much, Judge.
Everything else sticks. So
Roger that.
no weapons, no contact with this person. Do not pick up any new cases and just behave yourself.
Roger that.
You know what I mean? It's not hard, right?
Sir.
Okay, do you mind printing me out a copy? please? The MOAB on Mr. Frazier so we can modify. The only other thing I'm gonna ask you to do is, it appears from what Carl has told me that your family is going to pony up the money for you to get out.
Yes, sir.
You gotta comply with the conditions of whatever bonding company that they're doing, because if you don't, they'll surrender the bond and a warrant is gonna issue. You also need to remain in contact with Carl, because if Carl tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging and you pick up any case, I'm gonna revoke the bond. You understand?
I know you don't play, Judge. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, right? Okay, so I think we're good. We'll have you put back. I'll give you a copy of the amended order for protection, and then after that, you're good to go. All right. Good luck, Mr. Frazier.
The bond conditions also, or is it just a protective order?
Well, yeah, we'll have to make sure that the bond conditions is so that,
As long as they reflect it. All right, thank you, Judge.
yeah, okay, thanks, Carl. Good morning, Mr. Black.
Morning.
So your lawyer is asking me to set you a bond. I don't know. I've never met you before. I have to get to know you in a very, very short time. I need to know several things before we set you a bond. You are an inherent flight risk because you're wanted out of another state for some charge I have no idea for. So we're going to get to know you to see whether we should set you a bond or not. I don't know at this point. So Amy, tell us about Mr. Black.
Your Honor, he's wanted out of Rockdale County, Georgia for possessing, displaying false ID with government logo or seal for criminal act, and also a theft by taking of a motor vehicle. State's opposed to a bond at this time. We also see that he has a bond forfeiture in Harris County, and then he also has an open warrant in Kansas for a failure to appear. Furthermore,
Did you know that?
She just told me when we were waiting on him to come out.
we have concerns about how he would even get back, considering his driver license was denied renewal in 2021 due to a failure to appear and driver.
Oh, but I mean, there are other ways, right? But the more concerning fact is that he's got an open warrant in a different state as well. What is that for? And how long has that been open?
We're only seeing for failure to appear. I saw earlier it was from 2017. So he's
It's
been
been
out.
open since 2017.
Correct.
I've never even been there.
I'm just telling you what they're saying. They're saying that you have also an open warrant from Kansas from 2017. I can't possibly give you a bond when you're wanted at two different states, one for, that's 6 years ago, man, you know? Have Kansas not put a hold on him?
Not that I know of at this time. I can reach out to our central records to find out.
That would be good. You know, I would like to know whether they're going to put a hold on him, you know? Has he waived yet? Do you know?
He has.
Okay, when did he waive?
That's correct.
Do you know what he's wanted out of Kansas for?
Not at this time. Dave was the one who told me. he had
So
a
let's do this, because the cases that you're wanted out of Georgia, they're not the most egregious. You know, it's a suspended license and then a theft case. It's not the most egregious. My more concerning issue is that you're wanted out of a different state as well. So let's do this. What we can do, let's roll this to tomorrow. Can you, Amy, in the interim, if you can figure out, number one, is Kansas going to put a hold on him? Number two, what's he wanted for? If it's some kind of rinky-dink speeding, then I'm not worried about it. But if it's something serious, then I have issues, especially being that it's 6 years old. So let's do this. You know, it's a no at this point, pending what's going on in Kansas. So let's see what happens there. And then, you know, we can bring him back tomorrow and figure out. And I just need more information to be able to make an informed decision at this point. Okay? Do you have any questions?
Pretty much, I know somebody has been using my identity for the past couple of years because I was in Georgia, but.
And it's probably a good idea for you to do something about it and not just, you know.
Okay, this is where it gets messy. Mr. Black is wanted out of two different states, Georgia and Kansas, and he just claims someone stole his identity. He said, I put out a death report for it. A death report? That's a new one. Judge Fleischer, to his credit, isn't buying it, at least not yet. He says, I can't just take your word for it. I have a lot of people that try to sell me the sun, moon, and stars. That's judge speak for, I've heard every excuse in the book. But here's the thing, Fleischer is actually being fair.
I reported my identity stolen and I put out a death report for it.
I don't know what to tell you, but before I set you a bond in, you got to understand, I can't just take your word for it, right? Right. I have a lot of people that try to sell me the sun, moon, stars, tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, what their cases are all about, when really. So let's figure out more information. We can bring you back tomorrow and see. Okay? Okay, thanks, Shabbat.
And I also have waivers for Elijah Clark and Alana Gonzalez, who had originally set her a bond, I believe it was like last week. Mother decided that they did not want to put it up.
Really?
So,
Wow, man, that sucks.
so we have her waiver. And
I'll just sign it. We'll begin. Thanks. Is Gonzalez on the dock today?
yes,
Set the bond at.
$1,500.
Hello,
I don't want to make it.
I think, no. So when they were going to the bonding companies, they kept saying that even if they did it, that she would still want it. They were giving her a hard time. So I suggested that they go put the full amount up at 49 cents a cent. She told me that they were gonna do that. And then she called me, whatever day I sent the email the day before yesterday, indicated that they weren't able to do that, or they didn't want to do that, or whatever the case may be. So she's really just been
I
sitting there.
mean, it's a lot of money, you know, and
I explained it very clearly the first time I called Judge. It's unfortunate that she had to sit for a week. She could have been gone to Louisiana by now, I
Right.
believe.
Yeah.
But They assured me that they would before I signed the document that day.
okay, guys, thanks. Okay, Willie. Hey, man.
Judge, this was we're bringing it back from last week. I'd approached about moving his monitor. Do you agree to remove it, but you want to bring him in to admonish him so that there's still no contact with the.
Come on up, Mr. Santana. So he's a truck driver, if I remember correctly, right?
You got it. That's the one.
The unlawful restraint is it an ex? Shh. Is it an ex-wife? Is that
No,
her?
they're going through a divorce. They've had no contact since the inception of this matter. Whether the divorce goes through remains to be seen, but as of right now, they're separating for sure.
Or you think that there's? So
I don't think.
I need you to understand, Miss Santana. Come on up. I need you to understand that So Willie says that you guys are going through divorce. It may not happen. I hope that you're not having contact with this person because I've ordered you not to have contact with this person.
There's been no contact.
Don't. If I find that you're having contact and I don't care whatever mean it is, I'm gonna throw your butt in jail. Do you understand? It looks like to me like you're having contact with her. Mannerisms are a big tell, Mr. Santana. And your mannerisms tell me that you're having contact with this person. I hope and pray that you're not. Because if I find that you do, I'm gonna light you up. Do you understand? No means no, and I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't know, Willie, because I think he's having contact with her, you
Judge,
know?
there's been, I think in this case, had there been, because she's still, my understanding, the state has had contact with her.
Well, I don't care if the state has contact. I don't want him to have
No, I
contact.
understand that, but I, through the calls that did not appear, her agitation level with him is pretty high that it has been. I think that the board would receive no.
Your Honor, if I may, when speaking with the complainant, she advised that she'd be comfortable with an intermediary. She does not want contact, but she'd be comfortable with an intermediary for the purpose of their children, but that's the extent that she's willing to.
Last time you talked to her.
So the last time was November and we were unable to get a hold. I can reach out now
No.
and try right now.
Yeah.
Yes, Judge.
I mean, I want to know that he's not having contact with her before I take that thing off, you know? So let me make sure. And if so, I'll take it off.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with it because he's out of town.
We'll see.
He can't be.
There are many other ways that someone can reach. Take a seat in the jury box.
They were unable to get in touch with her. And Judge, so given that we're unable to get in touch with her, we're not opposed to removing the GPS. We just,
No,
we
because
just want to keep the no contact, Your Honor. That's the main thing is she wants no contact. We want to respect that. But otherwise, I mean, we don't have any indication she's not getting in contact with us about any further incidents and we can't get a hold of her now. So,
how many times have you reached out to her?
so we reached out to her.
One today.
The last time as well, last time he told me I reached out then, and then today I reached out again. I even tried reaching out to her emergency contacts on her driver's license and nobody's answering to get a hold of her.
Judge, I firmly believe that had there been an issue, she would have been in touch with the state. That would have been, he's a trucker, he's moved out, he's living in his truck.
So here's the thing. Judge Fleischer is about to take off a GPS monitor, but he's not lifting the no contact order. And you can tell he's suspicious. He literally told Mr. Santana, "Your mannerisms are a big tell. They tell me you're having contact with her." That's a judge reading body language in real time. Fleischer is basically saying, "I see you, I know what you're doing, and I'm giving you one last chance before I throw you in jail." He's also forcing them to use an intermediary, in this case their daughter, to communicate. That's actually a smart legal move.
I brought him off the route.
But I mean, all I'm doing is taking off the device, right? But so you're saying he's sleeping in his car. I mean, what?
Well, I mean, I brought him off route because I thought this was already agreed to that we were gonna do this last week and brought him in to admonish him to maintain no contact, which he's already been doing.
Mr. Santana, come up. Do you have an offer in this case, Willie?
Offer.
Can you put an offer in this case?
We'll look at it, Your Honor.
Okay. I will reluctantly take it off, but I want you to understand that you're not to have contact with this person. If I find that you do, I will issue a warrant for arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? No means no. I don't care what's going on. I don't care who. If you want to have any kind of contact with her, you must use an intermediary, someone else to use to contact her.
And they have one. They have an intermediary.
Who is it?
It's the daughter.
Yes, Judge, it's the daughter.
Okay. All right, Mr. Santana, good luck. All right. Okay. All right, Willie.
Thank you, Judge.
You got it, man. So is this true? You got into college. Wow. I'm so proud of you. That's so great. What are you going to be doing? That's awesome. Have you started yet or when do you start?
Not when I start. I'm doing them online.
Okay, that's okay. Look, you got to start somewhere. Start small and then you just build up. And then at some point it'll just get bigger, better, and then just keep at it. It's going to be hard. It's not easy. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? That's why the more difficult something is, in the long run, the better pay you get. Just keep up. If you ever have any issues, if you need help, just come back to us. We'll help you with whatever you need. Really, just stay with it, stick the course, and just keep it up. Okay? You're doing great. And remember, patience is key because you're going to get upset. Just don't take it out on anyone. That's it. All right? Great job. Okay. Thanks, Josh. Mr. Badamosi, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
And I apologize. Does the first name, last name start with a G?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted.
G.B.
Okay, correct. So on October 16th, 2024, at approximately 2:05 p.m., the officer was flagged down at an intersection of Huffmeister Road and Hempstead Road in reference to an FSGI. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the complainant, who stated he was parked at a Valero gas station and that he observed the defendant display irate behaviors. The witness observed irate behaviors towards the complainant, who expressed fear for her safety. A witness stated the complainant was attempting to exchange information, and the defendant did not attempt to exchange info and left the scene. The witness tried to follow the defendant approximately 3 miles from the scene when he saw an officer and flagged him down. The officer made contact with the defendant, and the defendant was reluctant to provide identifying information, but then identified himself by name and date of birth. The defendant admitted to being involved in an accident and that the complainant's vehicle had minor damage. The defendant made a false statement that the accident occurred at Huffmeister and Hempstead, and the defendant stated he asked the complainant if she was okay. The defendant was released at the scene, and the officers then met with the complainant at the gas station, who stated she was driving southbound on Huffmeister when she was struck by the defendant's vehicle. The complainant pulled into the gas station, and the defendant began striking her window and became irate. The complainant requested the defendant's insurance information, and the defendant refused and left the scene. The complainant stated the defendant did not ask if she was okay, and the estimated damage was $970.48.
Okay. Have you run his license?
I'll run it right now, Your Honor.
Please. Mr. Badamosi, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name, then you're not allowed to drive, and that is also a condition of your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
It's eligible, Your Honor.
Hey, file those conditions, please. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Badamosi, or did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
If we could actually do this now, I
Don't. Just, I have a bunch of, well, not a bunch of days. I have DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. It's best that you just don't say anything now. You need a lawyer in this case. Don't, it's, you could end up with a conviction. You're looking at up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You need a lawyer to represent you in this case. So you can either hire one or you can apply for a court-appointed lawyer one, but you have to qualify for an appointed lawyer. If you'd like, I can give you an application and we'll see whether you qualify or not.
Yes.
What would you like to do? Okay, I need to know everything about you. I need to know how much money you have coming in. I need to know whether you have a spouse that has money coming in, what kind of car you drive, what house, money in your bank account. I need to know everything about you, and then I'll see whether you qualify. Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I'll have you sign a receipt with the.
If I go ahead and pay for an attorney, I don't have to do all this. I just go ahead and hire the attorney. So
Right. If you wanted to go hire a lawyer, what we would do is I'd have you sign a receipt with Ramona, would get you out of here, and then when you come back, just have a lawyer.
I'll take the, I'll get mine.
You're gonna go hire. Okay, so just bear with me. So I need you to sign our bond conditions. I'll have you sign a receipt with Ramona. Let me just have you take a seat in the jury box. I'm gonna get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then after that, you'll be free to go. Okay? Mr. Smith, you're charged with criminal trespass. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 5th, 2025, a University of Houston student found the defendant sleeping inside a campus building on the 4th floor and believed the defendant was not a resident. The student alerted the on-call desk attendant, who called campus police. Campus police made contact with the defendant, and after running him through TCIC, gyms, and locals, found an active issued campus-wide criminal trespass warning from May 16th, 2024. The officer had previously found the defendant inside a different building on the campus, and these buildings are only accessible to students and staff. The defendant is neither staff nor student. The defendant was then detained.
Right. Mr. Smith, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Now going back to University of Houston. Do you understand? Don't. If you need a lawyer, I can give you a lawyer today. You can tell the lawyer, but I don't want you going back unless you're an active enrolled student there. You're not to go back to any part of U of H. Do you understand? If I find that you violate these conditions, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. Understand? I'm not asking for much. Just don't go back there. If you need a place to sleep, if you need a place to go, we can find that for you. Just don't go back there. All right. Stop, don't. I'll have you, if you want a lawyer, I'll give you a lawyer today. You can tell the story, you do your side to the lawyer, all right? I need you to fill an application for me, Mr. Smith. So Deputy Miranda is going to give me an application. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Ramona. I will have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, though, and then I'll find you a lawyer here. All right? Mr. White, you're charged with driving, I guess, with a false driver's license. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
I apologize. Who's this defendant?
White.
White. Okay. Okay. On February 4th, 2025, officers responded to a possible fraud at an Auto Nation in Harris County, Texas. And the officers met with the sales manager, who informed them that a black male had arrived at the business and attempted to purchase a vehicle with a fictitious driver's license. The manager provided a copy of the driver's license provided to him, and an NCIC TCIC search was done on the driver's license and returned a photograph of a Hispanic male. The sales manager said that was not the same person who had provided the driver's license the previous day. The defendant had provided a salesperson a copy of the fictitious driver's license the day before when trying to purchase the vehicle online, and a salesperson thought it was suspicious when the defendant arrived on the 4th, having provided the driver's license of a Hispanic male and on the day before. The salesperson asked to see his ID, and he provided a paper copy of the same driver's license, although it looked like he had placed a photo over the original photo on the license he had sent the previous day. The defendant could not produce the original driver's license. The officer made contact with the defendant, who admitted the driver's license copy he had provided was not him, although he stated it was him in the photo on the paper copy of the driver's license. The defendant had his real driver's license in his pocket, as well as the doctored paper copy of someone else's driver's license. The defendant also had a copy of the original document he had sent the previous day.
Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to pick up any new cases, not to be in this kind of behavior again. I will do everything in my power to protect my community. If I find that anything dubious is going on, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, and I'm going to make your bond sky high. Do you understand? Can you file no engaging in like behavior, please? No contact with any of the complaining witnesses in these cases as well?
Yes, Judge.
The weapons as well?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. White, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? I'm going to have you fill out an application. I will take a look to see whether you qualify. Don't endanger my public by any means. Do you understand? All right. I'll get with Deputy Miranda. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Mr. Mendoza, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. This is a Class B misdemeanor. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. The proverbial slap on the wrist that we were doing today. Look at me. The proverbial slap on the wrist. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. So this, no more. And if you're not in this country with permission, and you do any more than 4 to 6 hours, you will probably get an immigration detainer. Do you understand?
Yes,
If you do not have a license and liability insurance, do not drive. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this offense, you can never change this. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to the
And that's the final lesson from Judge Fleischer today. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. He just made that crystal clear to Mr. Mendoza. 3 days in jail with credit for 2, you've done 1 day. This is your warning. From now on, you're looking at 30 days minimum. That's the kind of zero-tolerance approach that makes you stop and think. But here's the thing, Fleischer isn't just being tough. He's also being fair. He warned Mr. Mendoza about immigration consequences if he's not in the country legally.
agreement. Good luck to you, sir. You were Christopher McCormick.
Yes, sir.
Mr. McCormick, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Yes, Judge.
On February 4th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a Lowe's in Harris County, Texas regarding a theft. The officer made contact with the complainant, who advised he stopped a male who intentionally passed all points of sale with merchandise. The defendant had placed items in a cart and proceeded to exit the store. The total was $714.88.
Got it. Mr. McCormick, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to go to any Lowe's whatsoever for any reason. If I find that you go to Lowe's, you pick up a new case, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sir.
Do you mind filing those conditions, Mr. Alex? Tell me, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, sir, not at this time.
I'll have you fill out an application. I'll see whether you qualify. So Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you go to Ramona, fill it out, and then we'll have you take your seat in the jury box. Okay? Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 6, 2025, the officer was dispatched to an intersection in North Houston of Roslyn Road and Little York Road regarding a major crash. The officer made contact with the defendant and observed watery eyes, slurred speech, and improper balance. The officer further observed a strong odor of marijuana. The defendant stated he was driving from his grandmother's house, turned north, and lost control of the vehicle. The defendant stated he had not been drinking, but had smoked marijuana and had marijuana in the vehicle. The officer observed a burnt marijuana cigarette on the crease of the defendant's right ear, and standard field sobriety tests were performed. HGN 0 out of 6, walk and turn and one-leg stand were unable to be completed. The defendant was read to DIC and consented to blood.
All right. Mr. Montalvo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you any prior DWIs?
No prior DWIs and his eligible license.
All right. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court. But I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to test you. If I find that you continue to use, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. Do you understand? Just stay in touch with the lawyer. He'll tell you when you have to come back. Don't pick up any new cases and just behave while you're out there. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Ramona. We'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions. And after that, you guys are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Josh, you ready?